Hello, savages, and welcome back to ScareMe Stories, told by Kimpa Savvy. We're going to finish off last week's stories, Glitch in the Matrix. I have 3 more stories for you guys today. Let's get started. The title of this one is called, I Think I Died in Early July. This was posted a year ago. Did you guys know the whole theory about how when people die in one timeline, they shift into another? I think that may have happened to me. Oh, that kind of sounds like what happened to the last girl last week. Back in early July of this year, my family, male 45, female 54, me 19, boy 16, brother 16, sister 13, we're going on a road trip to Montana to visit our grandparents. Prior to the trip, I had horrible feeling about going. I kept having flashes of car accidents in my head, and I was sure that we were going to get in one if we left. It was so strange because I have a pretty severe anxiety disorder, but this didn't feel like my anxiety at all, and I never had anxiety about road trips. I loved them. So we left Saturday of that week. I had told my parents I had a bad feeling about driving up there, but they dismissed me as being anxious, but I never had felt so certain about something in my life. Getting into that car felt like signing my death sentence. So we get about 6 hours in, and at this point, I start to dismiss and think I was being ridiculous, and a wave of calmness just washes over me. This is where shit gets strange. My dad passes an underpass and everything just shifts. I feel like I saw everything in slow motion for a whole 4 or 5 minutes. My parents were joking beforehand, but their faces moved so slowly, and then the light in the car started to shift. This was the scary part because I thought I must have been going insane. For a few seconds, there was a huge illumination of light into our car, and I looked at my family, and I could not tell who they were or what they meant to me. And then it's like everything just came back. The light shifted back, and I knew who everyone was. But it felt like something imperceptible had changed. I closed my eyes and tried to make sense of the past few minutes, and when I reached back to remember, I saw blood. Our car and another minivan in shambles on the side of the highway right beyond the underpass, and mangled bodies. I remember sensations I should not have known. What splattered brain matter looks like, the smell of something burning, the way I couldn't breathe, but this never happened. Yet, I remember that the car in front of us had switched lanes, even though there was a truck in front of us, realized it at last second, and hit us with a lateral impact. I have no history of psychosis, and I have never been in any sort of car accident. This wasn't PTSD, and I haven't had an anxiety over being in the car in any sort of way prior to this. And maybe I could have just brushed it off, but I still think about it when I'm driving in my own car, and it's made me more cautious driver. I don't know what happened. It was just a weird situation. I remember having the distinct feeling in that moment that I had died in some sense. I am not a spiritually sensitive person by any means. I am a scientist at heart, but this truly was something I cannot explain, and I fully accept that. I might be reading into this too much, and for some reason, I imagined an event that never happened, but I thought I would share anyway. Edit. A lot of people are PMing me asking to use this on YouTube channels or something. I don't think you need permission, but I am fine with that. Why, thank you very much, sir, because if I had read that part and you had said no, I would have been a little fucked. So to me, because I think like a very logical kind of person, it almost seems like he disassociated from the life that he was living in the car at that very moment and flew out into like a daydream. And by disassociating and like almost like leaving his body for that moment and living like a memory or a daydream that he made up in his mind. And a lot of the times you don't know what these smells are, but you can imagine what the smells might be or look like from movies and other shows that describe what smells may look like. Like, for example, we all know what burning hair smells like. You can smell it right now if I just said burning hair, you know what I mean? So it almost seems like he disassociated and started living in his like astral projection daydream that he had, which is very fascinating and interesting. And obviously he's fine, the accident never happened, so I don't give this a 3 stars. It's definitely like a 1 star. It was very interesting, but it didn't scare me, and I'm just kind of like, meh, you probably just, you know. So it was still a very good story and interesting that happened to you. I'm sure your experience is much different than what I can pull from this story, but that's just what I analyzed out of this. No harm. I'm not making fun of anybody, so please don't take it that way. Let's move on to the next story. My wife replied to my idea live on stream. Wife has been dead for 2 years. I don't think this is classed as technology glitch. Technology recorded it, but it was an actual real, even just recorded live on stream. Hello all. I'm a very minor YouTuber and Twitch person. Nothing is monetized. I do it as part of my therapy to help with being severely disabled. Aww. My wife died in 2018. She was a gamer like me. One of our favorite games was Star Trek Online. After she died, gaming and streaming became my outlet. So 19th January 2021, oh, that was very recent, afternoon UK time, I am doing my normal stream playing STO, blowing stuff up in a mission, and I notice a ship that I like using cannons and get all excited with the idea of creating one using my Killgone character voicing that idea. And my wife answers me on live stream. There's a clip below. No, it wasn't a game audio. Checked by an audio engineer, 400 MHz range. Her voice is definitely coming from inside the room with some sound artifacts. Recorded by my mic at 2020, not by my game, PC audio, and I heard it through my open back headphones, not noise cancelling. I can hear my room quite clearly. Number 3. No hi-fi or item in the room that could cause it. Number 4, in self-isolation for the last 12 months due to you know what, no one else has been in my house. Number 5, if you watch the dog on my lap in the clip, she looks in the direction off to the side of that the sound came from. Number 6, not the first time I've seen and heard a lot of stuff since my wife's death, but this was the first time it was caught live on a stream, and my normal analytical thinking can't just call on audible hallucinations or other things. Also, the voice is as near as we can tell from a sample my wife's voice and just the kind of thing she would comment on. She did like to answer with mm-hms. Update. I have an iPad, no iPhone, and the iPad was not in the room that day. I have also tested my iPad with the audio from this, and it doesn't pick it up. Also, it sounds completely different. Please, let's keep this civil. The Siri solution. I want to thank you all, even those that questioned all of this. Whole point of putting this out there was to get that kind of options and response since my wife died, and even before that, weird things happened in our lives, but my analytical side always shot them down. Now I'm going to look at each one with a bigger picture view, not saying I'm going to accept or believe them, but reevaluate them. You are all awesome. He says, another update. Having read all the comments and explored all of this over the last few days, I have come to the conclusion that it was a paranormal event more than an actual glitch. The timing, the location, the fact even if my series then somehow was translocated from my bathroom upstairs and at the back of the house to my living room just behind my chair to the right. I don't know what the heck I just read. Being analytical and critical thinking on this with an open mind, cautious, I am going to start investigating, have set up an EVP room with some of Paola's favorite items, ordered a good quality EVP recorder and found my old EMF meter, removed all extraneous wireless or powered items. Over the next few weeks, I will be exploring this and document any results. Whew. Okay, so I agree. I don't think that this was something in the glitch. I'm just gonna watch the video now. I can leave the link down below if you guys want to watch the video of the clip that he is talking about. 2 minutes and 29 seconds. Let's see.
Days. That legendary thing Klingon should be pretty good style for that, shouldn't it? In theory.
Reading some heavier ships incoming.
Whoa.
Oh, my Klingon. The one that you get for 1,000 days. That legendary thing Klingon should be pretty good style for that, shouldn't it? In theory.
That is like clear as day. That literally sounds like me saying and like, ooh, that gives me chills, bitch. Like I'm already like but I definitely think that this is your wife. She's letting you know that she is by your side, that she's there for you, and she doesn't want you to spiral down. I think she's there trying to support you, and she just lets you know that she's still there, you know. It could potentially be or lead into a problem because she's also like stuck here rather than going over to the other side. But in a way, if she still wants to hold on to you and you still want to hold on to her, then that's what you guys are deciding to do right now. And whoo, bitch, that video is so creepy. I always have paranormal things happening to me, so like this doesn't really freak me out. This is definitely a 2 stars, but still, that's pretty friggin' cool. Okay, anyways, let's go read the last story that I have for you guys today. This one specifically, my friend said it reminds him of me and my mom. Should be interesting. Let's see why. This one's called The Women in My Family Know Things That We Couldn't Possibly Know. Sometimes we know things that are literally impossible for us to know. The main 3 are me, my mom, and my daughter. It's not like a psychic thing. We can't control it. In my experience, it's like taking a test you studied really hard for, so you're really confident in your answer. My mom's thing is safety. She always knows when someone is in danger or is going to get hurt or going to need help. She called me as something was happening before to ask me if that exact thing had happened. My thing is people. I'm never wrong about people. My daughter's thing is pregnancy. She can always call when someone is pregnant. Mom's example. My parents got married at 19. I was born a year later. When they were 22, my mom was pregnant with my baby brother, and my dad wanted to go to a concert. Mom said she didn't want him to. She said he was going to get hurt. Dad told her he'd be fine. She was probably just anxious because of me and being pregnant with my brother. Sorry guys, I lost my spot because my camera overheated, so I will pick back up where I left off. She was pregnant with my brother, so he wouldn't be out too late. Now at that age, my dad had a hot temper and a spotless driving record. She should have been worried about him getting into a fight or something, but no. She said she just knew he was going to get in a wreck. He insisted it would be fine. She finally agreed, but made him promise to wear his seatbelt. He did, and on his way home from the concert, there was a long, empty, boring stretch of road. He was alone. He fell asleep going 70 miles per hour and wrecked into a tree. He would have died if he was not wearing his seatbelt. My example. My sister became friends with this girl, and before I even met her, I didn't like her. My sister said she was fun, happy, and bubbly. She got mad at me. I said, "Look, she's going to overwhelm you really fast, and when you tell her you need a break, she's going to threaten suicide." She told me it was ridiculous to assume that, and I said, "I'm not assuming. I'm telling you. I know that's what's going to happen." She said I was just jealous. Sure enough, 2 months later, my sister calls, losing her shit, because, dude, how did you know that? How did you know she would do that? She told this girl she needed some space, and the girl said, "I'm just gonna kill myself. No one wants me around." She didn't kill herself, and my sister no longer hangs out with her. My daughter's example. I had a friend come over. She announced her pregnancy. My daughter was 3 years old. We congratulated her and hung out and talked for a while. When they left, my daughter said, "Mama, why did Miss Taylor say she's pregnant?" Thinking she was wondering what pregnant meant, I said, "Because she has a baby in her belly," she said. "No, Mama, she doesn't. The baby died." My friend called me a few days later to tell me she had a miscarriage. Another friend came over to hang out. Daughter was 4 at this time. And my daughter asked, "What are you going to name your baby?" She had been trying for a baby for almost 3 years at this point with no luck. She said, "I'm not having a baby." My daughter said, "Yes, you are. There's a baby in your belly." She found out she was pregnant 2 weeks later. So, oh my god. I actually finished reading this right before my camera battery overheated and shut off. But like, this kind of stuff, oh my god, like, it just like brings me, I just get like, I don't even know how to explain it, but like some kind of like uplifting feeling inside of me that like back in the day, like us humans used to be something more than what we are now. And like nowadays we're just dull. We don't realize the psychic ability or the power that we actually have, the manifestation that we have, that we possess as humans. Like that show that was called, what was it, Super 8 or something like that, where it was like eight human lives that were all interconnected. Like this right here, like it just like, I don't know, like it's amazing. It's amazing. I do truly believe that there are certain people out there that have some kind of ability to be able to possess some kind of power like this, because what else do you call it, you know? And I find it interesting that my friend says it reminds him of me and my mom, because now I'm gonna have to be like in what aspect? I guarantee you he's gonna say that I am definitely the people one, and my mom is the one that knows when something's gonna happen or whatever. So this story obviously doesn't freak me out, but it's really cool and spot on, so I'll give it a 2-star. And like, to end off on a good note like that is so cool. But yeah, let me know down below in the comments what you guys thought of these 3 stories. I will be linking them down below in the description if you guys want to message the creators, or not the creators, but the owners of the stories, and you guys want to ask them any further questions, you can go right ahead. Also, don't forget to comment, subscribe, and like my video if you guys like this series, and I can't wait to film the next few. I'll catch you savages in the next one. Bye!